You're listening to the Quint's podcast.
Punjab is set to see its most crucial assembly elections in decades on 20th February, and for the first time the state is witnessing as many as 5 parties or coalitions for 117 assembly seats. In the run-up to the election, the state of Punjab just in the past year has gone through many major developments, starting from the year-long farmers' agitation, which also led to the breakup of the SAD and the BJP, an escalating power crisis, and the ruling Congress party in the state going through an internal crisis, leading to the ouster of former CM Captain Amarinder Singh and the induction of the state's first Dalit CM, Charanjit Singh Channi. And months after the historic farmers' agitation ended and the contentious farm laws were repealed, the Farmers' Union have also joined the political fray, contesting as individual candidates and further changing the political equations. The old parties are also being challenged by the Aam Aadmi Party, who entered the state's political arena in 2017 and had to contend itself with only 20 seats. But this time around, there seems to be a wave of AAP support across the state, with some voters willing to give the Delhi model of governance a chance. With a crowded contest up ahead, what are the big trends in Punjab? Will the Congress's game plan of fielding CM Channi to rake in the crucial Dalit vote bank work? Or will the anti-incumbency wave lead to AAP taking away the baton? And how heavy will the farmers' agitation weigh on the BJP? To help us navigate through the ins and outs of this election, joining me today is Aditya Menon, the Quint's political editor. You're tuned in to The Big Story, the podcast where we dissect the headline-making news for you, and I'm your host, Himmat. With just 2 days to go, Punjab is set to witness a multi-cornered electoral battle, and results in many constituencies is expected to be a nail-biting finish. So, in brief, let's meet the main contenders. The first and one of the big players in this race is the Aam Aadmi Party, which is enjoying sweeping appeal across the state with its pledge to implement its Delhi model and drastically changing the political equations. And the entrance of AAP is significant because anti-incumbency is not the exception in Punjab, but the norm. Punjabis who have been angry over the inaction by both the SAD-BJP government and the Congress government now see AAP as an appealing third choice. The second contender is the Akalis, the oldest regional party of the country that celebrated its 100 years in 2020. The party governed Punjab for a record 10 years from 2007 in alliance with the Bharatiya Janata Party, but its control dwindled due to public anger over the lack of action over the series of sacrilege cases in 2015, among other issues as well. This led to the party ending up with a mere 15 seats in the 2017 polls. In 2020, the party divorced the BJP following the protest against the 3 farm laws and decided to ally with the BSP, who is contesting 20 seats in this election. The hope is that the BSP will help tie up the crucial Dalit vote bank, which is nearly 1/3 of the state population. Encountering the SAD-BSP Dalit strategy is the ruling Congress party, which swept the states in 2017 under Captain Amarinder Singh. The Grand Old Party's campaign so far has been based on taking up old issues in Punjab, like the drug menace, sacrilege, the sign and liquor mafia, corruption and unemployment, even after 5 years in power. And they are doing this by targeting Captain Amarinder Singh, who faced a humiliating exit from the party in 2020 for his misrule and not acting tough on these very issues. Though traditionally the Congress does not announce a CM for any elections, Punjab became the exception this time, with Dalit leader and incumbent CM Charanjit Singh Channi becoming the face of the campaign. However, picking a CM face became a struggle for the party high command, with Punjab Congress chief Navjot Singh Sidhu revolting against the decisions made by the Gandhis when it came to Punjab. And lastly, we had the 3-party coalition of the BJP, the New Punjab Lok Congress led by Amarinder Singh, and the Shiromani Akali Dal Samyukt, a faction of the SAD led by Sukhdev Singh Dhindsa. Having broken off from the SAD, the BJP is slated to contest in 65 seats. Amarinder Singh's Lok Congress will contest in 37 seats and the SAD Samyukt in 15 seats. But the big question is, how will this tight contest between the contenders change the nature of the elections? Aditya Menon, the Quint's political editor, believes that AAP has been one of the main benefactors of all the internal turmoil in the old parties over the decades and weighs in on the factors determining this election.
I think Punjab politics became a little more unpredictable 2014 onwards because the Aam Aadmi Party broke into what was till then a 2-party contest between the Congress on one hand and the Shiromani Akali Dal BJP alliance on the other. AAP began by growing in rural Malwa. They occupied a vacuum that was there due to a great deal of rural anger. But since then, particularly in the last 1 year, they have grown in other areas as well. The farmers' protest also added another level of uncertainty in Punjab politics. I think one very clear trend that the farmers' protest started was this intensification of the anger against the traditional parties, mainly the BJP, Congress, and the Shiromani Akali Dal. Uh, the Aam Aadmi Party has been the main beneficiary of that sentiment. The Sanyukt Samaj Morcha, which was formed by the one section of the farm unions, also tried to cash in on that changed sentiment, but due to organizational shortcomings, probably they haven't been able to make that kind of an impact. So yes, I mean these 3, 4 factors are really adding to the uncertainty in the Punjab politics. I think if we look at the big picture, there are a number of conflicting factors that are operating in Punjab. Firstly, there is a huge clamor of change for change. It's partly driven by the farmers' protest and the atmosphere against political parties that was created by it. But it's also due to lower level corruption and unemployment in Punjab. So that's one factor. The second factor is that who is gaining from this the most? It seems prima facie that the Aam Aadmi Party has the clearest narrative on at least the corruption part and the part of political change. The third factor is that there is some uh, latent support for CM Channi among the Dalit community. We don't know the extent of it. We don't know what impact it will have in terms of seats, but it is there. How it will manifest in the elections will be clear only on the day of polling. The fourth factor is that on one hand, there is a prevalent anti-BJP atmosphere among a very sizable part of Punjab's population due to the farm laws. People were affected by it. I mean, there was a huge protest. It was not just the farmers, but Punjabi society as a whole sort of rallied against the BJP. But now, obviously, with the farm laws repealed, what would be the impact of this? Is the atmosphere still as anti-BJP or has it subsided? On the other hand, there is also a slight rise in support for the BJP in a section of Hindu voters. So we don't know how this factor also is playing on the ground. Then finally, of course, we have the various political parties. The Congress has been suffering from a great deal of infighting, first between Captain and Navjot Sidhu, and then between Sidhu and Channi and various other entities in the party. I think that has really prevented the Congress from sort of launching a very united resistance against AAP and Akali Dal. Then we have the Aam Aadmi Party, which seems to be uh, trying to capture this change vote in Punjab. Then we have the Shiromani Akali Dal and Sukhbir Badal, which has stitched a very clever alliance with the BSP after its breakup with the BJP. Mr. Badal is also known to be a very good micromanager of seat level politics. So how that will play out is also not clear. Often the SAD gets underestimated in surveys because surveys don't end up factoring this micromanagement and the extensive use of the SAD's cadre strength that Sukhbir Badal has mastered. So this is another factor. And then, of course, is the BJP, which is trying to break new ground in the state after its breakup with the SAD. So I think these are the various entities and these are the various factors to watch out for in the Punjab election.
Punjab's 117 assembly segments spread over 23 districts are divided into 3 regions: Malwa, Doaba, and Majha. Each region is geographically, culturally, and politically diverse. And understanding the trends in each of these regions is the best way to understand the political equations in the state. Let's start with Malwa first, the largest region, which is in the southeastern territory of the state, comprising of 15 districts. It has a total of 69 assembly seats. Most recently, Malwa was the epicenter of the year-long farmers' agitation. In 2017 polls too, this region was at the heart of the boiling issue at the time, the sacrilege incident at Baragari. It is believed that any party that performs well in Malwa is likely to form government in Punjab. So obviously all parties are giving their maximum effort in this region. It was once a stronghold of the SAD before the Congress, and now AAP has entered into this arena. And the Aam Aadmi Party wave is primarily present in Malwa due to its CM face, comedian turned politician Bhagwant Singh Mann, who is contesting from the Dhuri Assembly seat. CM Channi is also contesting from this region in efforts to appeal to the small pocket of Dalit voters. However, Aditya points out that given Bhagwant Mann's vast appeal in this region, it is difficult to pinpoint how much support there is for the Congress. He weighs in on the political trends we are seeing so far.
So the Malwa region, it's the biggest region in Punjab. It has 69 out of the state's 117 seats, so that means it's over 50%. This is also the strongest area for the Aam Aadmi Party. It's also the main area of influence for the Sanyukt Samaj Morcha, which was formed by a section of the Kisan unions. Uh, Both Aam Aadmi Party and the SSM are in some ways trying to tap into the rural unrest, the rural anger, which sort of drove the farmers' protest, which we saw last year. But probably the Aam Aadmi Party is better organized. It already had roots in this area for the past 7 years now, and it has intensified its presence there. Its main leader, Bhagwant Mann, is also from this region. He is from Sangrur. He's contesting from the Dhuri assembly seat. So the situation seems quite opportune for the Aam Aadmi Party in this region. I think the only things that are standing in the Aam Aadmi Party's way in the Malwa region are some strong candidates from the Congress and from the Shiromani Akali Dal, as well as a few independents like Lakha Sidana. Uh, the second factor that probably could, be an obstacle to the Aam Aadmi Party is the support of the Deras. Now, Dera Sacha Sauda chief Gurmeet Ram Rahim was released on furlough by the Haryana government, which is headed by BJP. So it's expected that a chunk of the Dera Sacha Sauda supporters may back BJP in some seats. So that's one level of instability towards one level of I think one obstacle that the Aam Aadmi Party could face. But barring these two factors, there's also a third factor, which is a section of Dalit voters in this region might deviate towards the Congress because of CM Charanjit Singh Channi being the first Dalit chief minister of Punjab. We don't know how widespread this phenomenon is, but there are definitely pockets of support for CM Channi. So yeah, the Aam Aadmi Party in all could end up dominating the crucial Malwa region of Punjab.
The next region is Majha, which lies to the northwestern corner of the state, with the Beas and Sutlej rivers in Pakistan on its sides. This region is the heart of Punjab, being the center for several empires, the birthplace of Guru Nanak, and also where the Kartarpur corridor lies, which leads to the reverse shrine across the border in Pakistan. However, this region holds only a small influence in the elections, with only 25 out of the 117 seats here. It has traditionally been partial to the SAD. However, in 2017, anger over sacrilege incidents had led to only 2 Akali Dal leaders getting elected from here. In contrast, the Congress swept this region in 2017, winning 22 out of the 25 seats. And in the hopes of reviving this sweep, it has fielded some major heavyweights in this region, starting from Navjot Singh Sidhu in Amritsar East, Working President Sukhvinder Dani Bandala in Jandiala Guru, Deputy Chief Minister Sukhjinder Randhawa in Dera Baba Nanak. The Aam Aadmi Party is yet to open its account here. Both in the 2014 Lok Sabha polls and in the 2017 Assembly elections, it failed to win a single seat. Aditya says that though AAP was completely blanked out in the previous 2 polls, it is growing some support in the urban areas. However, he adds that compared to Malwa, AAP will face difficulty in opening its account here, given signs of revival of the SAD.
The Majha region is on the northwestern side of Punjab. It shares much of its border with Pakistan. Uh, In Majha, the main trend is not very different from Malwa in that sense that the Aam Aadmi Party is growing in this region. It had been completely blanked out in this region in the 2017 elections and in the 2019 elections. But it has grown since then. Its growth in Majha is a bit different from what it is in Malwa. It has grown much more in urban areas compared to rural areas. Here, more than Bhagwant Mann, it is the Kejriwal model or the Delhi model that seems to be working for the Aam Aadmi Party. But compared to Malwa, it's up against some much more formidable candidates from both the Congress and the Akali Dal. We have Navjot Sidhu in Amritsar East. There is Sukhjinder Randhawa in in Dera Baba Nanak. We have Bikram Singh Majithia also in Amritsar East, OP Soni in Amritsar Central, Tript Rajinder Bajwa in Fatehgarh Chudiyan, just to mention a few candidates. And this is also a region where the Congress and the Akali Dal cadre is extremely entrenched in both rural and urban areas, particularly in rural areas. So compared to Malwa, AAP might find it a bit more difficult to penetrate rural seats in Majha. And it is quite possible that AAP may make some gains. It will definitely open its account in the region, but probably it may not be able to make that kind of an impact that it would in the Malwa region.
We now come to the last region, Doaba, to the northeast. Home to Bhagat Singh, Doaba is the most prosperous region in Punjab, given its fertile land and the amount of NRI population which comes from here. It comprises 4 districts and 23 assembly constituencies. Doaba also has a high concentration of Dalits, with some places like Banga and parts of Jalandhar where the population is more than 50%. In 2017, the Congress won 15 seats from here, while the SAD won 5 and the Aam Aadmi won 2. But according to Aditya, this is the most difficult region to predict due to 2 factors: Aam Aadmi Party's promise of change and the anti-incumbency factor for the Congress.
The Doabba region is actually the trickiest to predict because, unlike Malwa Majha, the narrative is not very clear over here. It has 23 seats. It's on the northeastern end of Punjab. So here there are 3, 4 different things happening. One thing is that, of course, the Aam Aadmi Party is gaining, like in rest of the state. But this is also a region with a very high Dalit population. Dalits are over 35% in Doaba, and in some areas even more than 40%. The Dalits here are mainly from the same cluster of Ravidasiya, Ramdasiya, Ad Dharmi, and Chamar Dalits that CM Channi also belongs to. So here people are much more vocal in their support for CM Channi in this section, which the support in Majha and Malwa was slightly more muted. The second thing is that the BSP and SAD alliance is also quite formidable here, and they are also commanding a chunk of the Dalit support. So even there, they also cannot be written off, and there are some very strong candidates here, like in seats like Nakodar and Banga and Nawashehar. Then the BJP has some pockets of influence, especially around Hoshiarpur. And also, as we said earlier, the Aam Aadmi Party is still gaining here. So it's a much more fragmented region compared to the other 2 regions.
Regardless of the region's electoral history, the trends in the states show that each region is open to embracing any party as of now. The Quint has been covering this election from the ground in Punjab, bringing you stories beyond the opinion polls and rallies. You can find a link to some of these stories in our show notes and also support our coverage by becoming a member. If you liked listening to this episode, please subscribe to The Big Story for episodic updates. We're available on Apple, Google Podcasts, Spotify, JioSaavn, and most of the other popular podcast streaming platforms. For other podcasts, please log on to the Quint website, and for any feedback, please shoot an email to podcast@thequint.com.
Thanks for listening. Log on to the Quint's website and check out our other podcasts.